Welcome to the Native Diamond Podcast.
Oh, shit! What you waiting for?
Please don't forget to like the video, hit subscribe, ring the bell. That way you're notified every time I drop a new episode of Native Diamond Podcast. What's going on, guys? Seth Mick here with Native Diamond Podcast. And today I have Until We Get Caught, a metalcore band based out of Staten Island, New York. And I really appreciate you guys being on the show.
What's up? What's up? Having us. Yeah, thank you.
We're excited.
All right, so does everyone kind of want to say their name so that way people can put names with faces? Just give a little intro.
Yeah. I'm Chris. I'm the clean vocalist of Until We Get Caught, but you can call me Brady.
I'm Rick. I'm the guitarist, and you can just call me Rick. I'm Aleks. I do unclean vocals. You can call me Gersh, because that's apparently my nickname since 6th grade.
Right on. All right, so how I start this podcast is I ask a bunch of icebreaker questions. Feel free to just jump in there and just answer them. I'm not going to ask anyone specifically, so we'll just see how this goes. Okay.
Oh god. All right.
We'll try to take turns. Like someone assume the lead, and then just try to alternate or something like that.
God.
I'll let you guys handle this yourselves. This is going to be a team building activity.
All right, Gersh. I got the start.
All right. So, favorite hot dog toppings?
Mustard. All right. Me, I gotta say chili.
Mustard.
Hey,
different mustard. Bam. Nice. Breakdown or solo?
Breakdown.
Breakdown.
I thought it was like
breakdown.
I thought there was like more to that question. I was waiting for it to drop.
Clean vocals or unclean?
Well, I'm gonna say clean. I'm going to say clean because I'm the clean vocalist. So
I have to say clean, man. I love clean vocals, but like nothing like a good scream.
Yeah.
Scream's cool. That's going to be difficult for me. I'm going to say unclean. I'm biased here, though.
Nice. Hey, you gotta get in where you fit in, man. All right.
Yeah.
Next question. Favorite video game series?
Oh, God of War.
Last of Us. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Pokemon.
Nice.
Played every game since it came out.
Anyone in particular?
Ooh, I mean, my favorite generation is 3. My favorite region is Generation 4.
Nice. Very specific. I dig it. All right. Next question.
Jesus.
Next question. Jennifer Aniston or Pamela Anderson?
Jennifer Aniston.
Jennifer.
Come on. Jennifer Aniston.
All day.
Freddie or Jason?
Jason. I got a tattoo of Jason. I have to go him.
I would say Jason.
Jason.
3 for Jason. I like it. All right. Pierce the veil or pierce your nose?
I'll pierce the veil, dude.
Brady pierced his nose, though. Brady pierced I actually have my nose pierced, so I'm going to say pierce your nose.
Nice. Adorable. All right. Favorite superhero with a cape?
With a cape?
With a cape?
Man.
Yo, Captain Underpants.
Nice.
I mean, he's right. He's right.
Yep.
No, I mean, my favorite's Iron Man, but I gotta go Thor. I love Thor, dude.
You love Thor? I'm
gonna go super weeaboo here, All Might from My Hero Academia, because I am that much of a weeb. You nerd.
Wow, that's really nerdy. You just went too deep there for me.
Okay, cool. All right, now favorite superhero without a cape?
Iron Man.
Spider-Man. You respect that. You love the game.
I love it. I love Spider-Man.
You respect
that. Food that you avoid eating.
Well, I'm Polish, so my family eats a lot of pickled herring, and I try to stay away from that.
Seafood. I'm gonna go very basic. Seafood. Mushrooms. Don't like the texture.
Oh man.
Why?
What about the fun mushrooms?
I love mushrooms and everything.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I don't like What?
Count sheep or count stacks?
Count stacks. Stacks.
Count sheep.
Sheep are nice, though.
Sheep are cool.
I want to see who's sleeping out here. Who's sleeping? Vans or Converse?
Oh, Vans all day.
Vans.
I haven't worn a pair of Converse since middle school.
You still got the same size feet.
I guess it depends what subgenre of metal. Circle Pit or Wall of Death?
Dude, wow. I'm gonna go Wall of Death.
Wall of death for me.
Wall of death.
Does pineapple belong on pizza?
Hell absolutely not,
Hell
dude.
no, dude. Hell no.
I was right now years old. I just realized you have like the Office background as
Yeah, dude.
as your
Office
background. I just
professional.
realized Stanley in the background. I was like, that dude ain't moving.
Yeah, I got Stanley back here working hard.
I hope I don't get kicked out of the band for this, but I do think pineapple belongs on pizza.
You're
like
out of your
Hey.
fucking mind. Get the fuck out of here.
They're like Amir or Attila.
Amir.
Amir.
Last question. Asking Alexandria or falling in reverse?
Asking Alexandria.
I like falling in reverse.
Old Asking Alexandria, like throwback Asking Alexandria.
Yeah, I'm going to say asking as well.
Well, thank you guys for playing my icebreaker questions. I really appreciate it. So thank you guys so much for the answers.
No,
No problem.
So you guys recently signed to Invoke Records. Let's talk a little bit about that. So how stoked were you guys on signing with the label?
absolutely stoked.
We still can't believe it. Like
Yeah.
every once in a while, we'll be in the group chat, like, dude, holy crap, we're signed now. Like it happened.
I mean, it's one of those things that you just like you work so hard for, you know what I mean? And like it's so nice when it actually happens because a lot of bands like they talk about it and like
Again, we still don't believe it after.
yeah, I mean like it just kind of happens.
Was this like an ultimate goal for you guys to make that jump?
I think like it's one of those kind of things you just kind of go with the flow and just see like where it goes. Like with a band, like sometimes like you want to take that jump and sometimes you don't. I think we were just kind of in the middle.
Yeah, we had an idea. Like we knew what we wanted to do. We didn't know the direction we wanted to go in. But we kind of all just sat here and was just like, yeah, we're gonna do this. We're gonna change up the music. We're gonna figure out our direction starting like that very second. And then we were kind of just like, hey, let's just kind of see what happens. And then all of a sudden we were like, hey, Invoke likes you guys. And we were like, what, dude? No way! Like out of left field, it came out of nowhere. We were like, yeah, dude, let's try it. Let's do it.
Yeah, our manager just randomly hit us up one day. He's like, I got a surprise for you guys. And I was like, oh, God. And then being decided.
Plus, Invoke had rostered one of my favorite bands ever. Two of them, actually. Chuck No Captain Chuck and City Lights. So,
Right.
perfect fit.
I think you guys are a great fit for that label. It makes a lot of sense, actually.
Thank you.
So do you guys feel like gained more traction signing with this label, or were you better off kind of doing DIY?
Right now, it's still a little bit too early to figure out. We're still like week 1 in, and we're now getting the numbers in. We're starting to see like what kind of traction we're making using our organic flow that we got now.
Mm-hmm.
And we're doing pretty well. We just checked some of our numbers this morning, and we're pretty damn good. We got a few thousand views on YouTube so far. We're still working on numbers and still trying to figure out if it's beneficial so far. But so far, like the people that have contacted us, we have gotten a lot of great feedback.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people are really digging the music right now, which is awesome.
Yeah, a lot of people that have listened to us in the past are like, the direction that you guys have changed to is definitely like fitting so far. So we're glad that's happening because.
And we still got more coming.
Yeah, we still got a lot more on the
a lot more coming.
So like your earlier sound, I didn't get to check it out. I only heard what I saw on Spotify or what I was able to listen to. What kind of stuff were you doing before this?
So before this, we were doing like pop punk music,
Mm-hmm.
and we were trying to, try to figure out if there was a way to like kind of bridge the gap between something a little bit heavier with something a little bit more of upbeat, major key type of sound.
It worked, but it just wasn't like kind of the direction. It wasn't who we really were.
Easy core was something that I started doing when I started the band, and as time moved on, we were like, it's just not feasible. It's not as popular as it was back then. So we took a shot in the dark. Completely worked out with the sound.
Yeah, we literally just kind of went in the studio, and he's like, our producer was like, you want to change your sound? And we're like, yeah.
That's like exactly how it went.
Did you guys find that you had to change your sound to be a little bit more accessible, or was it more like you wanted to be more metalcore?
I think it was more that we were trying to find us in the music. Like we were happy with what we were playing, but we weren't like content. Like we were cool with it because it was something that we were writing in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
But over time, it was just one of those things that like we couldn't really relate to the music anymore. But then, like you said, when we went to the studio, we kind of just sat there with the music, the lyrics and stuff. And our producer's like, so what's your end game? And then we told him, and then he was like, so what you guys have is not it. We're going to figure this out right now. And then we came up with Burn For Me. He was like, once we started getting traction of that, like people were like, wow, you guys like really changed it up from last time. We were like, all right, so we have like a good like base ground, like a parameter to work around right now. And let's go into it. And then we came up with Ghost. Ghost was like the next song we wrote, like right after that.
Yeah, I've always been that kind of person too that likes more of like the melodic kind of cleans, kind of like what we're doing now with like metalcore instead of doing more of like the pop punk kind of cleans. Which I mean, I love both of them, but I definitely like how I just kind of got into more of like the melodic kind of stuff.
And definitely lyrics wise, when it comes to metalcore, it's a lot more deep and emotional than it is pop punk, where you're talking about pizza and friends and like breakups. Whereas your metalcore, you're talking about like a lot more like typical kind of stuff.
A little bit more depth about things now.
Yeah.
Well, that's a perfect segue, because I was going to ask, so what are some themes that you guys try to stick to in your music?
I guess with this writing, I would say like a lot of like the mental health, like being in your head a lot. A lot of the songs are basically about like being in your head and playing along with, you know, scenarios and overthinking things and having your environment influence your decisions and your emotions and stuff. Our music is basically about just saying like, you can do it. Like you can overcome everything. You can push through it. You will get to the end of the day, and that tomorrow's a new day. And that's what we try to promote with our songs.
Exactly. All in all, every song has a different story, a different message.
Yeah, we're resolving our issues, or we're explaining our issues in our upcoming EP.
Nice. So with the writing process, who's writing most of the lyrics?
We kind of just do it as a group, actually,
Yeah,
which is kind of cool. Like it's pretty much a group effort.
Yeah.
Like I know like some people in the band are better lyricists than me. Like I'm really good with melodies. So like I'm really good to come up with like a good melody. And then, you know, some people are just more deeper with lyrics. So then they'll throw in their input and we'll put those lyrics on top of that melody.
We're pretty good with the whole like writing together thing. Chris, our drummer, does a lot of the writing. Well, I would probably say 80 to 90% of the writing. And then once he comes here, once we come to his house, we kind of just reorganize everything and put everything together. And then as a group, the four of us are here now. Actually, Dino and Chris are also in the room too. And then we all write together. Like we just throw lyrics back and forth, throw melodies back and forth, just try to see what fits best. And
we change up our melodies a lot. I've been, you know what I mean? Like some people like they stick to like a melody. Like we change up our melodies a lot, but I like it because, like I said, then we come up with some really unique ones that they're just different. You know what I mean?
And then they send everything to me. And, and I'm usually kind of like the final step. So like they'll send me, I want to say like 90% of the song. They'll send me the lyrics, and then I'll try to see if I can come up with a melody of my own, or add lyrics, take away lyrics, put in my own lyrics, and then pretty much at that point, the song's done.
Yeah. Okay. A lot of our say comes from the studio though. Like we come to the studio with a basis idea of what we're writing. And then once the producer gets his hands on it, we kind of just like, we have an idea, and if we like, you know, we're open to all kind of interpretations of the way, have a bass skeleton, and whatever anybody interpretates it, we try to ride with it as best as we can.
Yeah.
Who are you guys mainly influenced by?
Oh, I know.
Wage War, Sleeping with Sirens.
I was just gonna say that, Sleeping with Sirens.
Amity Affliction.
Amity, The Plot and You, Bill Murray.
Bill Murray's cool. I like Bill Murray.
Oh yeah, dude. I love Bill Murray.
Hell yeah. Hell
yeah, I really do. I think it's really cool what you guys are doing. I wanted to call you guys Melodic Metalcore, and I didn't know if that would offend you, but I just thought that was a perfect description.
That's perfect.
No, I think that's a good description.
You know, now that you're doing this, you obviously feel more comfortable. How do you feel like your place in the metalcore community? Do you think you guys stand out, I guess is what I'm trying to ask?
I think we're different enough. I mean, you know what I mean? I think like we, you know, we strive to do different things, especially add a lot of like synth and stuff like that to our music, which is pretty unique.
I think we're only scratching the surface right now.
Yeah.
In my opinion. I think that
wink
too soon to say, but we're just scratching the surface. We just started playing this music like a little over a year ago. So we're still like playing our local shows, still trying to play in like these other states and stuff. We're getting the feedback that we want to back, which is good, but we're trying to cement our role in the metalcore scene.
Exactly.
But it's a long road. We're working on it. Signing was just the start.
So what would you guys tell someone who says, hey, metalcore is dead? Like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Why are you wasting your time?
I'll be like, are you crazy? Like look at like, I mean, even like Sleeping with Sirens, like they came back like hardcore.
I would throw it back. I would be like, yo, you guys like listen to that stuff back in the day, right? And like nothing didn't die if you're still listening to it now. It's not dead, but it's like
There are a lot of metalcore bands right now kind of turning more to like poppy stuff, you know what I mean? But they're actually then they're coming back to the metalcore stuff. Like I know Bring Me the Horizon like did their like little pop thing, and now they're like, nah, we don't want to do that. We're gonna go back to like the hardcore stuff again. You know what I mean? Like I feel like every band just kind of comes back to their like roots.
Yeah, that's something that we talk about on the podcast quite often, because I get this mixed opinion from these gatekeeper people, and they're like, metalcore's dead, dude. Like, what the fuck are you doing? I don't think it's dead by any means. I think it's evolving into something else, like more of like a Bill Murray type thing.
We got that talk with our manager. He was just like, yo, metalcore is like coming back, guys. Like this is it. And we were like,
it's coming back
like,
hard.
Yeah, like,
a lot of bands that were metalcore are coming back to metalcore. Like I said, a good example, like Sleeping with Sirens. Like they just got back to metalcore again. They went like pop.
Music can be determined any which way by anyone. There are subgenres of music. Hence, the type of music we played before was a subgenre of pop punk. Everyone just always just roots it back to metalcore. Metalcore in and of itself is a subgenre of metal.
Right.
So I mean, all in all, it's music. Enjoy it.
Enjoy it.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's accurate as hell. If you like music, just enjoy it.
I think it would be easier if they could just lump a lot of things into like metalcore. That way it's not like, oh, this is fucking this kind of metalcore. This is this kind of deathcore. I think there's too many fucking subgenres.
Yeah, it's too many people trying to stand out and try to be, unique, when it's just like we should just all get together and write music and hang out and enjoy it for what it is.
So you guys are based out of New York. Where are you guys like really at now? Like where's the
Rhode
band?
Island.
Okay.
A lot of us live in Rhode Island.
4 of us do. So me, Brady, Dino, and Chris all live within like a 15-minute area from each other. And me, Chris, Dino, and me, Chris, and Dino all live within 8 blocks from each other. And Chris lives like 15 minutes away.
Yeah, I live in Barrington.
And then there's me. And then there's me from New York, Staten Island.
How far is that? I'm terrible with.
Yeah.
I'm not from the so.
It's about like 3.5, 4 hours.
Okay. So how often are you guys getting up now that COVID is going on?
So the 4 of us are getting together at least once a week, twice a week to either we're practicing still and we're writing music because we don't know when we're going back to the studio. We don't know. Everything's kind of just on hold. So we're currently just doing our routine hasn't changed much on our end. We've just changed our practice dates, trying to be more, make sure we're not too close to each other and stuff. We're making it work. It's working.
Okay.
Like we're writing music, and I'm happy with that.
We're doing what we can.
And I'm heading up there this weekend to be with all of them, see how the writing process is, and just hang out and practice more.
But it's tough. The way we do it is that we normally try, like before the COVID thing hit, we try to do like once a month a full band. But the 4 of us here, or sometimes the 3 of us here, would meet up 2 or 3 times a week to go over like writing and like practice and stuff. Yeah. So like the instrumental part of us, we practice a lot. But these guys practice as well too, whenever they're here with us.
All right, so you guys have a really solid fan base, basing it off numbers and followers and stuff like that. Like, what would you attribute your success with your fan base? Was it going out and playing shows? Was it being on tour? Let's talk about that a little bit.
It's a lot of it is playing shows. Playing for Tillian was really cool. We opened for Tillian last year. We opened for Social Repos. We played a festival in Poughkeepsie with Picturesque and Slaves. Shows like that have a great turnover fan-wise because it's just a big area where obviously we're opening for a national act, and we get to talk to their fans to see what they like, they're listening to, what they want from a band and stuff, and then we give them as much as we can, and then we come back home and redo everything. We just make sure that we can have merch for that person, we have gear for that person, we have a song for that specific group of people that are coming there for that show. So it's that we went on tour when him and I first joined. We went on tour, and that was pretty good. We came back with a lot of fans. The band that we were touring with as well became a really close friend with us as well. So it's a chunk of just basically all of those things, and from our personal life. Like I play guitar also for bands that need guitarists and stuff. So I've been on tour with this band called Bleacher Days, and as I'm promoting them, I'm promoting us as well. Stickers, talking about music and stuff like that. Just being active.
I've gotten kind of close with some other vocalists in the scene, like Picturesque, like Kyle, like me and him talk back and forth, so we'll send music back and forth and stuff, so you know what I mean, we've gained a lot of fans through them too, because sometimes they'll promote us and stuff like that. So
we just generally have a decently good online presence. We're always communicating with people. If you look on any sort of music group, I am in there promoting us consistently.
Yeah.
So has that worked a lot for you? Do you think, like Facebook groups?
Oh yeah, 100%. Whenever somebody asks for music, I have every single link of ours on the ready in my notes on my phone.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask that because, you know, I have a lot of DIY presence on the channel. A lot of these guys do a lot of the shit themselves and they're independent. I try to like give advice to bands that are upcoming. That way they can gain some traction. They have someone like you to kind of give them some advice. You know, it actually resonates with them.
I'm honored by that.
Right.
But like at the same time, like we're also getting that same talk too.
Yeah.
Like our
we're still learning.
Right.
Our numbers, our manager
learning.
wants our numbers and our like social medias to go up and stuff. So honestly, a lot of it is just us sitting down at our, you know, in our beds or on a chair watching TV, whatever, and just scrolling through, following people and stuff. And every once in a while, you get those few people saying like, you know, nice music. Where are you from? Like, where'd you find me? Stuff like that. And that just starts a conversation for you to keep wanting to promote to that person. That hopefully you're hoping that person sends it to their friend and their friend sends it to another friend. And then hoping to God that your tour dates or your show dates happen to pass by that area. It's one big giant grind that we hope to all see at the end.
Yeah, and it's one of those things too. Don't be afraid to like just reach out and try to find any information on anything. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like a lot of people are like
they have a message anybody.
Yeah.
You can tell them like, yo, Brady, go message somebody or go talk to somebody at a show. He's right there in the face, like, hey, dude, what's good?
Yeah, what's up? You know. But like, it's good to just keep an open mind to information because, like, you know what I mean. Like,
be willing to learn.
Be willing to learn. That you nailed it. Yeah.
Like, ask questions. Like, if you're watching this, don't be afraid to ask somebody for help, questions, anything like that. Just go ask them because it's only gonna help yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, perfect. So I like to ask, do you have any touring road stories that you want to share?
This comes the camp story where all the animals ate all of our food.
We went camping. We got drunk. We had a random off day on tour, our first tour together, and we had to. We were like, oh, there's a campground that's like $20, not too far from where we were gonna play at. So we camped out, whatever. I think we got real drunk.
Yeah.
And then I woken up and we had grilled and stuff beforehand, and I woke up and I like looked down because I had like my stash jar next to me where I was sleeping and nothing was there. And I looked outside and all I saw was like these beady little eyes, and I grabbed my flashlight next to me and I looked through the window and I'm like, yo, the raccoon is in all of our food. Everybody got up in a panic, but nobody reacted.
Nobody did anything.
Like, no one did anything. Like, I'm flashing my light, like throwing pieces of gum at them, and they're like catching it and like putting it away and like running off. Coming back, this deer and raccoon, everything, dude. I mean, I had to sleep in a van. I traveled from Chino Hills, California, back to Rhode Island on a straight drive after tour. That was fun because we ended up having to sleep with all of our gear. So there's 10 guys in a 15-passenger van, all basically sleeping on top of each other.
That's disgusting.
So
absolutely gross.
I'm like, I just could spend a whole podcast talking about some of the stuff from that tour, let alone. But like,
I mean, I sleep eat.
Yeah. He wakes up and just like starts eating out of nowhere. Just like ran out of nowhere. We'll be driving in the night, he'll be sleeping, and all of a sudden you just hear him just like he still does it now when we travel, what we do now.
Funny thing too is they don't let me drive because I have an eye disease. So I'm not allowed to drive anything that the band drives.
He's not allowed to touch anything.
I'm not allowed to drive anything, dude. I'm the worst driver ever.
Did they give you a license or?
I have a license, yes.
Okay.
You just can't drive at night.
I can drive like in my area. I just don't go outside.
Any other road stories you guys want to share?
Yeah, I got one. This one should be really funny. So we were literally, I think a day or two before that campsite situation, we were in the heart of Chicago.
Oh my God.
Oh, here we go. I know where this is going.
And
I know exactly where this is going to.
So
oh man.
we decided, let's go get some authentic, like, Chicago pizza. So we all got like our wallets out of the van. We're walking along the street, and Brady accidentally puts his card in his back pocket. And he gets to the pizzeria, it's not there. And then he gets a notification 10, 15 minutes later that somebody tried buying something.
Yeah.
He had to cancel.
But we had all told him in the car, do not put anything in your back pocket. And there's nothing wrong with Chicago. Love Chicago. Chirac, we in the building. But like, come on, dude. Like, come on.
I mean,
like anywhere, dude. Anywhere they see you now, especially then, we were like definitely out of place. But like, come on, dude.
Now we all had like Venmo and like stuff like that. Like my mom doesn't use that, so she made me and Ricky go all the way. What was it to the? What was that place to get money?
Western or something.
That's like Western Union. Western Union. Like, we had to like wake up and go get money from Western Union. It was awful.
I played on a tour before. We were supposed to play at a venue, but the venue ended up shutting down because of snow. And then we ended up getting a call. We got a call saying it's canceled, like as we're driving in. And then we got a call saying, "Oh, it's back on," but they just sent us an address. That was it. It said back on. They texted us back on, and then sent us a message. Sent us the address. We were like, "Dude, like, do we want to go there?" So we pull up, and like this guy comes out. He's like, "Hey man, like I'm the promoter. This is my house. My family's out and stuff like that." He hands us like a 30 rack of beer. He's like, "This is what we're playing tonight." We were like, "Oh, like, do you have equipment? Like, what do we need?" Like, we were trying to figure out all the logistics because we weren't supposed to travel with anything at that point. And he's like, "Yeah, dude, got everything, blah, blah, blah." By the time, like 2 hours later, I'm telling you, like, we played in a garage that probably held like 10 people. Like, it barely held the band on the stage. We probably played for like 50 to 60 people in the middle of December. And then he was inside. We threw like they threw a house party, and people drinking, and it was just a time. It was like so random and out of left field, and we were not. It was like a Wednesday or Thursday night. It was out of nowhere. It was in Bowling Green, Ohio, I think it was.
So how old are you guys? I'm just curious.
I'm 27.
I'm 26. Chris, our drummer, is 31. And Dino's 28.
And I am the baby of the band at 25, but my 26th birthday is in 2 weeks. Exactly. So
Nice. That's dope, dude. Yeah, I'm 29, so I just wondered because I'm like, man, they got to be around my age. What are some influences like growing up? I guess like what were some memorable albums that you guys had?
Mine was Someday Came Suddenly. I like heard that album on like the peak of my emo-ness to the point where I got it tattooed across my chest. I got Someday Came Suddenly across my chest. Attack was like one of my first concerts going alone. And it was like an experience. And I don't remember who they were with because I was strictly there to see them. I want to say they were playing like this festival. And I got there and it was exactly what I wanted.
I think for me, like
Sirens too, sorry. Early with Ears to See and Eyes to Hear, that album. At that time when that came out, I was trying to start my first band and I was like, they were showing me them and I was like, I want to be exactly like that.
I think my first concert was actually a Blink-182 concert, and it was absolutely wild. So like my favorite album is Take Off Your Pants and Jacket. It was the first album my mom let me get that had explicit lyrics on it. So it was great. You know what I mean? I love Blink-182. Like I miss Tom DeLonge like a lot in Blink-182, but you know,
my first concert was Coheed and Cambria and Ben Sevenfold.
Yeah.
For me, it's definitely Take Off Your Pants and Jacket. I heard that when I was like in like 6th, 7th grade.
That's weird.
Loved it ever since. Homesick by A Day to Remember. I guess you could say honorable mention, Chasing Ghosts by Amity Affliction, and Sunday Came Suddenly by Attack Attack.
What?
Any new albums that you guys have been checking out?
Pressure by Wage War.
Yeah, Pressure by Wage War has definitely been on repeat a while. I've been listening to
the new Amity album. What was it called? Everyone Loves You When You Leave Them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Better Moments by Boys of Fall, which we are co-label people with.
Picturesque just released a new album too. It's pretty dope. I forget the name of it, but like I've been listening to a lot of their music, like Swipe.
Sleeping with Sirens' new album too was
awesome. Yeah.
Damn, I forgot all about that. I was like, wait, I feel like I was listening to something on the way here. It was definitely that. It was something else too. I can't look because it's on my phone. I was listening to like Moths to Flames. I've been listening to a lot of Suicide Season.
Nice.
Bring the Horizon. I don't know why it's not new or current, but currently it's just been one of those things. Like it came on once on my Spotify, and then I was like, all right, so we're gonna try this again.
It's good to fall back on early Bring Me. I'm not a big fan of their newer stuff.
Like indecisive because I love the pop stuff. I absolutely love pop music. But like I love that. I can't knock it at all. But it's just not my cup of tea from what I've like. Sepultura is my favorite album. I think there's nothing can touch that album for some odd reason. Except like I listened to that and I was like, even today it's still one of those albums I listen to and it's like this album like is my life. Like I should have no other anthem.
No, it really is. That's probably the most solid album, in my opinion, out of their discography.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you guys would want to change about the metal community? Just say any pet peeves in particular?
The elitism, 100%. Many people are just way too nitpicky.
Right.
I just think that it should just be one community where we all like have music to be the one common thing to get us in a room together. And it should be. and we should just leave like our crap at the door and enjoy the music. Because a lot of people are taking a lot of times out of their life to do things like this and like invest in it. And it's cool to have people that genuinely enjoy it. I'm not saying people in the metalcore scene do that now, but for everybody, I think it would be good for everybody to kind of just leave this shit at the door and enjoy music for, you know, just that 4 or 5 hours that you're there.
Yeah.
Right on. Because I noticed like Dance Gavin Dance, they're actually considered metal, but a lot of people would probably disagree with that. Why do you think that bands like that aren't getting the recognition they deserve in the metal community?
I think there's a standard when it comes to like playing music of metalcore where it's just like, oh, breakdown, then it's chorus, then it's breakdown, then it's chorus, then it's a bridge. And then Dance Gavin Dance is like, we're going to start with the chorus and then we're going to go to a bridge and then maybe we'll throw in a verse. We don't know yet. And then they kind of just throw all these elements at you. And they're also it sounds very technical. So that's the other thing is that, I mean, metalcore music is it's like very technical as well. But like listening to Dance Gavin Dance is like doing math in your brain, but understanding it. That's how I envision this. Like, that's how I think of them when I listen to them. But I understand why people would say either way. I love them. I have been listening to their album, but like bits and pieces of it. Dino loves it. Dino, it's like his favorite album of the year so far. But from what I've heard so far, I really do enjoy it. And people hate on it should not, because it's fucking dope.
Yeah, man. It's back to those elitists.
Yeah,
dude, you gotta give it a chance.
They're doing something unique, and people are like, "Oh, I don't like the fact that, you know, they're being unique. They're not uniform enough." Like,
like it's cool being a stereotype. Like it's cool being a stereotype, like metalcore band and stuff, because you can hit like the nostalgia like mark right in your heart, like the minute you hear the note. But like at the same time, I believe that being unique stands you out more than being in the background with everything else.
Yeah, I think a lot of bands fall short because they try to appease everyone instead of appeasing themselves, and then you get stuck like a very stale sound.
We do that. We sometimes will sit here when we get stuck in a rut. We'll write and stuff, and we're like, wait, what do we want to play? Like, what do we want to write? Like, what does like not for what like the people call for? It's like, what do we want to play in this moment? Like, what do we feel? Yeah. So we started like writing lyrics. We started writing lyrics now before we get into parts so that we can like generate a feeling going into the next part.
Right.
So do you guys listen to any like old school metal or anything like that, or do you guys basically stay current with like metalcore?
I mean, I listen to like old like Metallica and stuff like that like once in a while, you know what I mean? Like I feel like, you know, they're like a good base for like what we do, because they kind of like started all that kind of type of music that we do. We're just, like I said, we're like a subgenre of what they do, you know what I mean? So it's good to get
Korn. Like, I listen to a lot of Korn. Like
Korn is awesome.
Throwback, yeah.
Korn's really
cool. I say Slipknot, or I've been seeing Slipknot pop up on my Facebook a lot lately. I don't know why, but like I don't mind it. It's not bad. But old Slipknot, like Duality, shit like that.
Psychosocial.
Yeah. No, way back.
You're going way back. Yeah.
Iron Maiden. I love Maiden. I have a soft spot for Maiden art. I mean, I don't really listen to much else. Metallica every once in a while. I'll listen to Poison. Think of that, like
Linkin Park.
Linkin Park is dope.
Do you guys think it's important to listen to things outside of your genre so you don't like unintentionally pull from that?
I listen to the Grateful Dead.
Nice.
So that explains.
You know what I mean? So
much, dude. Oh my god.
You know what I mean? Like bands like that.
I listen to a lot of pop music. I love Usher. I love Neo. I love Justin Timberlake. I love Tyler Carter. I love, you know, very like theatrical voiced, like not theatrical. They're very like I don't even know how to explain it, but I listen to that a lot.
You like melodic sounds.
Yeah, I just love like sounds.
I listen to some rap, but not like the generic mainstream. Like I listen to Jake Hill, Josh A, Pao Fu, Shinigami, emo rapper-esque.
Don't you think that like this new metalcore and then like trap metal kind of combining into like a one sort of thing, like a new metalcore kind of thing?
Yep.
Yeah.
Gersh sends it in our group chat all the time about how we should try to do something with like a rap group or somebody with a rapper or something, because he shows us samples of songs.
You got guys like Siler, Dropout Kings,
yeah.
Issues, like they're all incorporating like a little bit of like that rap hip hop. Like throw in a breakdown, people are gonna eat it up.
Yeah,
I know I do every time.
How important do you think those bands are in like the development or the growth of this community?
It shows that other people have the same idea, so it's like it's kind of a good thing, because it's like we all have this idea of it, but like sometimes putting it together is harder than doing it.
Right.
And it's like trying to make sure all like pieces fit together and stuff like that. So hearing bands like Siler and issues and stuff doing it and stuff. You're like, wow, I wonder, you know, how they got those pieces together.
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool to like watch and listen to, and then to be like, all right, I want to learn how to play, and then you learn how to play, and it's like, all right, I'm going to take that into account when I write for our next song. And then that's how we start writing.
I'm going to start kind of wrapping it up or whatever. This time has flown by. You guys have been a real treat to the show.
Thank you.
I want to
Thank
kind of
you.
put this in there because I kind of ended my last episode with this. I really want to know what you guys think. Warped Tour is irrelevant now, I guess, because it's not participating anymore. What platforms do you think kids coming up, they're going to be able to listen and find new metalcore bands? Where do you think that platform is now?
Well,
Go to your local shows.
Go to your local shows.
Once local shows are back on, go to your local shows, support those guys, show up, find out, even if you like find the card and just help anything. It's definitely go out to the local scene. A lot of things I see is that people don't don't go to shows anymore.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
for us, obviously, it's a big part of our life. So like to see that people are like not going to shows sucks. And to like definitely not go to shows now sucks times two.
I mean, it's kind of cool. They're thinking about doing like drive-in concerts, like where you like drive your car to a concert and you like turn on the radio and they have it like going into the radio. So I mean, like there's going to be different ways going to shows. You know what I mean? So yeah, like we just said, like you should definitely go to like your local shows.
Spotify, keep going through YouTube.
YouTube is pretty dope.
Use everything. I mean, during these times it's hard because you can't see anything. But I think people need something tangible in their hands to see and to remember you by. And so that's having a shirt, having, you know, a hat, having something like that, which would mean they would have to come to the show first.
Right.
So go to the show. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
Just go to the show, use Spotify, use YouTube, use our Spotify, come to our shows, but go to everybody too.
I mean, yeah, Warped Tour ending kind of bittersweet, but yeah, there's actually quite a few other festivals that popped up. So like the big one falls down, there's 5 other smaller ones pretty much are still going and thriving. Like
Sad Boys,
fortunately,
Sad
summer, I think it got canceled this summer.
Yeah, it did get canceled. That, go to Slump Fest in North Carolina, ran by some
Yeah, there's several other festivals. So just because, you know, Warped Tour is not there doesn't mean that like the alternative scene is just no more. Right. Like they said, local shows.
I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina, and the presence isn't very big.
Are you close to like where the second after is at?
I'm not sure, man. I'm not gonna.
Only reason why I asked because I toured with them, and they're from one of the Carolinas, and I thought it might be Raleigh.
One of the Carolinas.
Yeah, they like to lump us up into the Carolinas. I mean, that's kind of why I'm doing the podcast, not trying to save alternative music, but I just want it to be a platform for upcoming bands coming up like you guys.
I saw the message and I was like, hell yes, hell yes, hell yes. I just had to make sure all the times were all down. But, like, I love doing stuff like that because this is the stuff that like we'll remember forever. It's like these podcasts, the minute we got signed and stuff, and like you're the first, and that's dope. I love it.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome that I'm first. I didn't realize that. I would encourage other bands to get up with some podcasters, and that's very good promo. A lot of my friends say they get a lot of return from this because you get to know the band personally. I mean, other than just like, hey, listen to my fucking music, that's all they have to base off of, and they don't really know you guys, you know?
Yeah, that's another thing we're working on is like working on being like a person to the people that we're streaming to and we're talking to and stuff. So like some of us have started making Twitch accounts, and some of us are being a little bit more active online, showing that like we're people rather than we're just post on our Facebook account. So like
I think that's very important.
Yeah, being a person, especially because when you go to the show, it's like your first initial reaction with that person sometimes is that first contact where they're seeing you as a human, not as a musician on stage. They're seeing you as another person. So like being able to communicate with that person is very big, and we try to like advocate.
It was crazy because like, you know, you see like Tillian and he's like online and does all this stuff with like, you know, Dance Gavin Dance and everything, and then it's like you meet him in person and
he's cool.
He's cool.
Yeah, he's just as cool. Like he's just like exactly what you see there is exactly what you see in person. Like I got to sit there and do his meet and greet, and the entire time I was like, I was so excited. I was just like staring at him, and then afterwards I was like, dude, I'm opening your set, but like, can I get a picture with you? And like we talked, and like I got to actually have like a one-on-one conversation outside of like the meet and greet of like how his music is written and how it's produced and all that.
Yeah, I told Tillian that I'd love to have sex with his voice. So.
And then there's that.
So are you guys gonna explore any live streaming now that COVID is going on?
Yeah, we're gonna try doing some acoustic stuff.
Yeah, look out in the future for Chris. Well, for us and all the 4 of us here to do something acoustic. We might try to do something this week. We were literally here today just to see if we would practice it to get together and try to do it again. We did it for a radio show a few months ago and it worked out really well. But now with these newer songs that we have, we should be trying to transpose those and trying to play them acoustically to start doing streams and stuff. We want everybody to hear the songs, and sometimes hearing it as raw as possible. It's really good. It's different.
Yeah.
Since we started it in a fun way, we're going to end this thing in a fun way, okay?
Let's do
I'm
it.
going to ask, my last question is going to be, okay, hypothetically, you guys are on death row, okay? And they're going to execute you guys tomorrow, but you have one last request. What are you going to ask for? You can have anything in the world.
Oh my God, dude.
How long do I get said item for? Oh, dude, what would I want? You know what I would want? I would want a steak meal, like steak, a baked potato.
Out of everything you want in the world,
You can't do nothing
go
with
for
anything else,
food.
dude. At least if you eat it, that's it. Like, you're gonna die anyway. You can't keep anything that you're gonna
what about
get.
security?
You know what I want? I know what I want.
He didn't say that. He said if you're dying, then if you're on death row and it's your last meal, if he would have said you can give it to your family, I would have been like, yeah, I want $1 trillion, dude.
That was gonna be my answer.
Well, you can do whatever you want.
I would want like secret government information.
See,
I'm
I
gonna
would
die
want
anyway.
stuff like that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like secret, like
Yeah.
I want to know if like aliens exist.
Yeah, dude.
Like Area
That's
51,
sick.
you know, like all that stuff isn't real. Like,
Yeah.
I would
like,
want
I'm
all
gonna
the
die
secrets on
anyways.
Earth, and then I would write it on a note and put it underneath my pillow, so when I die, someone can see it and be like, "Wow, this man was woke."
What about you, Gersh? Did everyone get to say their answer?
Yeah, honestly, just money for my family.
It's
I
honorable
won't
cause.
be able to have fun with it, but at least my family would.
Sick. There you go.
Oh,
You got some brownie points right there.
yeah. Hi, Tammy.
Yeah, that's my girlfriend in the back.
Aww.
All right, that's pretty much it, guys. So any final thoughts? Anything you want to leave? Tell the viewers about your band. Anything you want to say before we head out?
All right. We are on every sort of social media platform. We got Facebook, Instagram, Twitter,
We might have a MySpace.
TikTok. We're on
MySpace.
TikTok now. We're on
TikTok.
TikTok.
Yeah, you can watch me slap Brady in the nuts.
Yeah.
Great.
And we're on every streaming platform like YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify. You're going to find us on virtually everything. So no excuses.
Yeah. Also, talk to us. We like
Talk to
talking
us
to
too.
people. Tell
Yeah.
us what you like about our music. Tell us what you don't like. Let's be
Yeah,
friends.
share your music with me. If you're another band, like share it. I wanna listen to your stuff.
Well, dude, thank you guys so much for being on the show. It's a fucking blast, guys. So that was Until We Get Caught, metalcore band based out of Staten Island, New York. And they got a new single out right now, Ghost, released May 1st. And they just signed with Invoke Records. So show my guys some love, and they will show you love back. These guys are
Hell
very
yeah.
cool.
Hell
Go
yeah.
check out the music. Well, that pretty much does it for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please like the video and subscribe. That way you don't miss a new episode of Native Diamond Podcast. And until I see you guys on a future video, shine on.
Hell yeah.